Negativity doesn't exist means frustration, anger. I heard sir talking about stress, conflicts. All these things are created by us. Now it's sir, how is this possible? Yaar, hamara dukh bhari kahani, only I know. No, how can you say that is positive? We are all born as babies. Agree? Babies are the most positive people ever existed in this world. True? So God has created us as babies, and when we die, we again become like babies. So my question to the world is, why are people or God or universe has created as baby, which is happy, enjoying? We become an adult, then we become again a baby. So my question is, if you're born as a baby, why can't we live like a baby and die like a baby is the question. For example, I can sit on the ground and talk. I have no problem because I don't care because I'm a baby. But when we come on a professional level, yaar, how come we sit on the ground? What people are going to think? Yaar, jo bhi aap karenge, log sochne hi wala hai. You can't change that. So the question is, if God has created us as babies, for example, babies, if you hit the baby, what happens? Will it cry? Come back with the same love. True? Yes or no? But then if someone hits you, mujhe kyun mara? Or someone calls you a bad word, you feel bad about it. You call a baby a bad word, he will smile there only. So if God and universe have created us that way, why can't we continue living that way is the question I have. Second part about me, all my sessions I do as a giving back to the community. I don't charge for my sessions. People will say, it's crazy, yaar, bahut paisa bana sakta hai, ye karke. I don't charge my sessions because I believe each one of you sitting here is my family. And if a brother or a mother or a sister having a problem, should I charge money? Answer is no. So I travel all around India, do my sessions completely as giving back because I believe if I can help one sister or one mother or one father over here to understand positivity, my justice is done. So I'm living in Abu Dhabi, Dubai if you heard of. So I flew yesterday, completely at my expense, coming here, doing this talk. Tomorrow I have another session, then I go back to another few sessions. So I do India tours once in a while. And that's why I'm in front of you. Now you'll think, yaar, kuch to milta hai. Something is there. Why he's doing it free? I can guarantee and tell you that I don't get anything in return. Because I want to tell something to this world, if I can do it, you can also do it. I have my work. Now next question, yaar, paisa kaisa bana rahe ho? That's the next thought process you will have. I work as a regional commercial manager for a Canadian company. I have my job, I have my family, and I have this what I do. So 3 things only I spend my time on. And that's what I do. Third thing, most of my sessions are question answer sessions. Question answer session means you can ask me any question from birth to death. Any questions about life. Alright? Non-academics questions. Academic questions, you have professors and all over here, but non-academics. Because you can study a lot. You can be a topper. That's all fine. But when life hits you, all these things you will start to question. So I'm here to give you the strength of how to fight with that life. Because life is not that easy. But I say life is very easy, if you ask me how. So it's a question answer session. You can ask me any question from birth to death. There is 3 ways. I'll go a little bit faster because my sessions is longer. So I'll go faster so you can get more information out. You can ask me questions in 3 ways. One is topic based. Anger, depression, stage fear, frustration. Topic based you can ask me. Second way you can ask me is my problem. I come on stage, my hands shiver. What am I supposed to do? My father and mother is fighting at home. What am I supposed to do? Right? Or, I feel very nervous writing exams. What am I supposed to do? So that is my problem question. The third is the best way to ask me by saying that my friend has this problem, right? So I don't know, it's your problem. I don't know whose problem. So all the secrets are maintained. For example, you can ask me, so I have a friend who had a breakup, right? And sitting in depression, don't know what to do, right? See, I will tell you something. 70% of the girls and boys came up with a breakup issue, not exam issue or not anything else. So with relationship doubts, because as you go into work, as you go in professions, there is a lot of attractions which is going to come you to deviate from your core goals. So if you don't know how to manage that, you are asking for trouble. For example, I go home, my wife or my husband doesn't understand what's happened. Because how much ever you become a great officer, when you go home, you're not finding that peace within you. You can't give peace to the world, is what I understand. So it is your wish, whichever questions you want to ask me. If you don't have any question, I'll say my job is done, thank you very much. Let's take it. Because the more sessions I do, the less money I make. The more sessions I do, the less money I make. So if I'm here spending a lot of money, make sure you utilize me. Now, some questions can be very private, right? For example, now you're all matured people. I'm talking in every 8th or the 9th girl I talk to is physically harassed within their family and their family doesn't know about it. That's the truth, right? But most people don't share it, they keep it. So girls will always come get me personally and then they will share it out and they come crying and they say, I asked him, you never cried or what? It's like, no, sir, I kept it. Only you I have told because I felt you like a brother. Now next question, what credibility do I have to talk in front of this crowd? You might see that I'm looking young, some people, right? I'll always think I'm young only. If you think I'm old, it's your problem, not mine. So most of you would think that what credibility he has to talk. I've talked to doctors, engineers, police officers. My greatest session I've done was for Central Academy for Police Training, which is all IPS officers. I've done for Madhya Pradesh Police Academy, it's all police officers. I've done for Ministry of Railways, Pune, that's also senior people. Juniors, so I've done from 5th grade to 60-year-old group of adults, and all my sessions is not a motivational talk. Tell me your questions and I will tell you how it is positive, because I'm not here to impress. I don't want followers. I don't want you to buy, I have nothing to sell. Like whenever someone says, ek book le no, or course hai mera, I don't have anything to sell. I'm just here as a brother or as a son in front of you. Whatever does Bhagwan ye kyun hota hai? Some questions you have, no? Ask that question so I can clarify in the best possible way. Don't ask me one question how I'm answering, everything else can be asked. Because even I don't know how I answer. Cool? Questions you want to ask? Or anything about life? Or anything about... See, now you look left and right. See, that is the biggest problem in life. Sabko sunne ke liye acha lagta hai. You know, yes ma'am, go ahead. How do you see? You're talking that you want to be the trainer kind of a thing? Or what is the question once again?
Sir, public speaking has been my core interest.
Yeah.
But if someone aspires to inspire, how do they start with?
See, first of all, don't give me any respect standing. Sit down and ask us, it doesn't matter for me, right? So what I'm saying is, see, if you want to inspire people, the first step is you should know the people. Only then you can inspire. Now, how do you inspire someone? When you have the answers to the question which people are struggling with, and when you can touch their heart, it is only when you connect from a person heart to heart you can inspire. The other one, mind to mind, is motivation. Understand the difference between motivation and inspiration, right? You can inspire and influence people when you connect heart to heart. When you're using mind, which means, you know, I can tell you, get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, it is great stuffs, you know, it's great to get up early in the morning, but a mother taking care of the child late night because she has fever, can I tell that mother to wake up at 8 a.m. in the morning? No. It's okay for us to wake up at 8. So when I tell that to a lady, she'll get inspired. But when I say, nay, 5 o'clock, look at other ladies. They're working hard. You can do it. And as you will also do it, what happens? Your sleep will go, night you'll be moody, you'll have a fight with the husband, and with the fight with the husband, you're going to take care of the child again. And how can you wake up early in the morning? So if you want to inspire people, you should know what is people's problem. Give them a proper feeling and time. And that is what you do, the first step of inspiration. Second thing what you can do is people like a certain topic. Get them together and then talk about the topic. Because if I generally talk about a topic which has no interest to you, can I inspire you? Some people are there. One message they will give to all the crowd. Out of that, 5 people understand. Remaining people, yeah, I didn't understand anything what I talked about. So when you inspire, that's the other thing you have to be careful. Third thing, this is just my secret, only inspire people who need, not everyone. Because some people want entertainment, right? Some people will see my talk as, yaar, bada acha bola, right? And they feel good about it. You're changing your life? No. then what is the use of listening to my talk? So many motivations might look inspiration, but it's not inspiration, it's entertainment. I can entertain you by saying that life is all good, look at the positive side. No, yeah, life is bad. Let's see it from a different angle. So many good speakers, many genuine speakers who like to inspire people spend a lot, even teachers, I've seen that. They spend a lot of time to help people who don't want help. Right? As I always joke and say, if you go and help Ravan, Ram is going to come and kill you anyways, even though you do good to Ravan also, or negativity if you want to talk it from that point. So make sure you inspire the people who genuinely need. Then only you can genuinely, or as you give inspiration to Ram, he'll get inspired and Ram is going to kill you and say, Ram, maine kya kiya? Right? So many people even give positivity to negative people, saying that, and you inspire them and it works against you. And that is the other aspect of inspiration. Few tips. Inspiration is a very long topic. So, and whatever I say, if it doesn't make sense, counter me also. Don't say I'm saying believe it. Good. Did I answer the question partially? What are you looking for?
Right, sir.
Okay,
Sir, the important thing was how do you manage that with your job? Like you said, you're already in a profession.
Yeah.
So roaming around the world, talking to people, and then also managing your profession. How do you do that?
Everyone has 24 hours, right? Today I slept for 6 hours only, right? Because till 3 o'clock I had a meeting and then I slept till 8 o'clock and I came here for the session. I have only 3 things in life. My family, my work, and this talk and the foundation which I run. Full stop. I don't watch 3 hours of movie. I don't watch 3 hours of cricket. Not test or forget it. 5 days, my days, I don't want to go about it. So when you genuinely see, if you spend your hours into 3 of these factors, you have enough time with you. Many people say, I don't have time. I'll say, let's split the time. If you look at time, you have 24 hours, split into 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours. Right? Let's say 6 hours for sleep. Now you say, no, I need 8 hours. Okay, take it from here. Right? So 8 hours of sleep. You're left with 6 hours, and 4 hours. 6 hours you have your duty, which could be your education, your work. You will say, no, 8 hours college I have, or 8 hours work. Okay, take it from 2 hours. You have another 6 hours, and you have another 2 hours. What are you doing with it? A simple question. You look at it. You'll say, yeah, what are we doing with that 10 hours or 8 hours which we have? We are just wasting time either talking or gossiping or unnecessary traveling. Many people do long travels. True? Yeah, put a headphone, have a good speech, have a good civil related training program. Listen to that. What do you listen to music? What does music do? Nothing. 70 to 80% the music is filled with bad words. True? And you're listening. Like, you know, the olden days, you have this thing, no? Mera jeevan gora kagas, gora hi rah gaya. Heard that, no? You hear it for 10 times, you will become demotivated. Depression will come directly. So what we're naturally doing is we're exposing ourselves to negativity, and how can it be positive? Now, for example, how many of you drink soft drinks? Soft drinks, raise your hand. Coke, Pepsi. Okay, put your hands down. How many knows is good for health or bad for health? Is good for health or bad for health? Bad for health. And you still drink. And you pray, God, give me good health. God is also confused what to do. You get the point? So when you willingly ignore things, when you willingly do the mistakes by knowing that yaar chalta hai, God on top will also say chalta hai. And that is when it gets worse. Clear? So overthinking equals to free time, point number 1. Second thing about overthinking is unanswered questions about the past, unanswered questions about the future. यार ये लड़की ने मुझे क्यों छोड़ा? Good reporter, you will start thinking. Right? नहीं इसलिए छोड़. Then you bring assumption also into the picture. You know assume, the meaning of assume? A-S-S-U-M-E. Split it into 3. A-S-S split, you split, me split. Ass means donkey in English. You make an ass of you and me when you assume. A-S-S, you and me. So what we do, overthinking leads to assumption. And when it leads to assumption, you will think, यार ये लड़की ने छोड़ा क्योंकि मेरा friend ने propose किया, इसलिए ये सब यार propose ही नहीं किया होगा. But you build up your story trying to justify, right? If you hate that person, you will blame that person. If you love that person, you will blame yourself. And then what? Good reporter. Why? 8 घंटा free है ना बैठ के, right? And the next part is unanswered questions about the future. क्या होने वाला है, will I get a job or not, what is going to happen. And when you start working on that thought process, यार सही तरह से plan करो. How many of you are told to think big and have one plan? Many of you heard this motivational talk, no? यार एक बड़ा सोचो, एक ही गोल पर पकड़ो. यार नहीं हुआ तो demotivation, depression, suicide, all these thoughts. And I'm not saying all motivation, some motivations tell this, yaar, bada socho. Why? If you don't get the bada, I'm there to motivate you, come join my course. Right? So what you're not understanding here is, it is a big loop which you're falling into. Oh, pehle book se nahi hua, dusra book kharido. Usse nahi hua, mera course join karo. Usse na allied course join karo, 1 lakh pay karke. So what is naturally happening is, because you're searching for answers, and when you don't get the answer, you look for shortcut. And when you look for shortcut is when most of these confused information will come to get you into a loop. Find the answer. If you have a proper plan, have a backup plan. Because most people don't tell you about the backup plan. Anxiety drops when you have a backup plan. मुझे ये कॉलेज ज्वाइन करना है, ये नहीं हुआ तो क्या करेंगे? प्लान बी. ये नहीं हुआ, प्लान सी. Jitna you make a backup plan, your anxiety will drop. There, stop there. Right? Now, you will say, sir, what you're telling to think down? No, I'm thinking think up only. But nahi hua to kya? No one has a plan for that. Have a plan for that, no? Then, my masters I will do in the same old college which was plan A. You're reaching there same way, but only difference is, degree to मैं ये college में करने वाला हूँ, पर masters तो जो मैंने dream किया वही करने वाला. You're reaching to the same destination, but a little bit slower. So what? You don't have to think about it. So have a plan. Have a backup plan until. So that is what I always say, whoever sits in the past, sits in depression. Whoever thinks about the future, lives in anxiety disorder. If you really look at a simple funda. This depression and anxiety is all revolved around thinking about the past or thinking about the future. Other thing about overthinking. Actions will supersede overthinking. For example, take around 100 sit-ups. When you don't have air, no, overthinking will try it. Or go in front of nature. Nature, I can guarantee and sign and tell you, overthinking will stop right away. Why? Overthinking is how controlled. When your 5 senses is filled with information, which is positive, overthinking will stop. You know why do nowadays people put big headphones and walk around? यार दिमाग में इतना खराब चल रहा है, लाउड म्यूजिक डालो 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 तो मैं इसके बारे में सोचेंगे नहीं. Right? Why do people watch horror movies? Why do people watch this emotional movies? You get so involved in that, मेरा असली thinking का will automatically stop. Now, when do you limit your? यार सोचना बंद करो, जाकर करो, result मिलेगा फिर सोचो. Right? For example, thinking positive is negative. What is thinking positive? You're sitting in hell and saying life is good. Yeah, if it is sitting in hell, something is burning you, stand up, no, and get out of it. जाकर कुछ करो. नहीं, it is burning me. Life is good. Stupidity. Right? And there are some people being positive. जो भी होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. They're the most laziest people in the world. Laziness and destiny people are all lazy people. जो भी होता है हमारे कंट्रोल में, जो भी देता है भगवान देता है. Right? God doesn't give you just like that. आप तो कुछ कर रहा है इसलिए मिल रहा है. So what I say is, go and do what is positive. Don't think. Plan. After planning, stop thinking because you're planned. Yeah, plan करने. That is what I always joke and say. Yeah, exams. After you write the exams, don't think what marks. When the marks comes, think about it. No, I've seen many people after writing the exam. यार खराब निका एक question. पूरा रिजल्ट तक सोच के इतना जिंदगी खराब करता है that you're just messing up your life. Right? Think, plan, stop thinking, execute. The result will come. What are the good things happen? Continue. What are the bad things happen? Improve. Only work on your failure if it is an obstacle to your goals. Or else don't work on your failures. Many people tell you work on your failures. No, that is stupidity. Yeah, if you want to be an English teacher, would you go and study Hindi? Right? Or if you want to be a Hindi teacher, you won't go and study English, no? So, but no, everyone is talking English. Yeah, you're a Hindi teacher, work on Hindi. Not something which is weak because everyone thinks English is cool. Make sense? First of all, on the organizational field, I heard a lot of questions about work-life balance. For that, before even everyone knows about work, but no one knows about life. So first you got to define what life is all about. Because if that is not clear, God is never going to give you work-life balance. For example, for men example, what is life? यार काम करना है, घर में जाके cricket देखना है, news देखना है. Right? Some woman can be also there who work or who's working at home, does that. Evening को मुझे TV series, TV channels देखना है और जिंदगी बस चलाना. That is not life. God is never going to give you work-life balance. For example, God or universe, call it whatever you want to call, God and universe has given you this work. So God knows that if he goes home, he's going to watch movies, cricket and all these things and spoil his life. Would God give you less work? He'll give you more work. But on the other hand, if you go home, spend quality time with your wife or your husband, spend quality time with your children are going to pray to God. Mama to is very lovely mother. She should be there longer time. God will work down to bring the balance back. Making sense? So if you are working to be a good mother, if you are going to work on a good daughter, naturally that vibration of positivity which you are doing to your family, than watching 3 hours of movie, 3 hours I'm spending time with my child or your mother, it will vibrate within them and their prayers will work for you to bring that balance back. Making sense? So rather than working on the work-life balance, define me what life is all about. Tell me what's your life. My life is, okay, after I go back home, I have to do my studies. I have to, do the home stuffs. I have to, be there with my husband or children or whatever it is. Is that okay? They are happy with me. If they are happy with you, naturally the balance will come. If they are not happy, what they'll say? The wife will say, yaar, ghar mein hi raho, kaam mein hi pade raho. His health is better there. Because if he comes home, he's going to spoil his life. Understood? Answer? Okay. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Oh.
I am a student and I find it very providential to get an opportunity to ask this question to you. What is this thing called mind? Because this thing has tethered me into a zone that I get easily confused to find out if this thing is real or not. Because sometimes, whatever I hear, whatever I sense, I find that whatever I'm experiencing is not actually real. Because this thing called mind has become a shroud upon the reality. How should I deal with it?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
This is like a very spiritually getting to that side of things, but very beautiful question. Her simple question is, what is mind? And she's confused about what mind is all about. First of all, don't complicate mind. Many people getting into spirituality, getting into various other concepts which you read around, you tend to complicate simple concepts. Right? Overthinking, I made it very simple for you. Now let me make mind very simple. What is mind? Mind is a thing which works on whatever information you give within your 5 senses. You have your 5 senses, eyes, ears, nose, all these 5 senses. Whatever you give it through that senses, it registers it in a certain memory, which generally people call it mind. Once you register certain things, it's like coding, right? So it is a coded, whatever you put in the eyes, it codes it and brings a coded language in your head. Based on what is there in that mind, your body will take actions according to that. So mind is basically a processing unit, to make it very simple in the computer language. By whatever language you put in, it is going to give it out. Giving out is your body, hand and legs. So if you make it very simple, many people are told to control your mind. True? How many of you told to control your mind? Raise your hand. Okay, many of you told to control. It's a scam. Right? You can't control your mind. Controlling mind is left for the saint and the supreme people. Right? Electricity man? Oh no, okay, fine. Okay, I look better this way, right? Cool. So, because I like the lighting back, so I can see the people, right? If you can switch on the light, it will be good. Next question. So mind, what you're going to understand is on these 5 senses, whatever you take in the 5 senses goes into your mind. What you got to understand is, controlling mind is kept for the saint and not for people like us. Anyone known trying to be saint, no? If no one is trying to be saint, don't think of controlling mind. It is next to impossible. You know what is controlling mind? Open your eyes and don't see. Can you do that? Saints can do that. Open your ears and don't hear. Can you do that? Saints can do that. So if you're not going to be a saint, if you're going to be a human being, you have your 5 senses and the mind is going to be controlled. So mind is a thinker. Give it good things to think and think how much ever you want. But it's when you give this negative things to it, first of all, I don't know why happy people listen to sad music. I have no idea. I am still confused there. Like, what does the mind get? Then I came to understand they're not happy people. They're frustrated people. They are showing happiness to the people they're happy, but the internal happiness is not there. So they listen to all this sad music to feel accompanied by that sad music, which is the sadness within them. Right? I don't know why pure motivated people go and watch horror movies. I don't know. But then people are having fun, let them have fun. So if you give positive things to your mind is forced to think. Mind cannot think anything new. Mind can only think what you already know. But it'll connect with things what it knows and creates a concept out of it. Mind can never think anything new. Or you should be supreme, the outside mind will work. Third eye, all those spiritual stuff people bring into, that might work. But in general, mind cannot think anything new. Made sense about mind? 100% clear about mind? Whenever you are competing, there is one loser and one winner. Stop competing. So the first thing is, you should reduce your ego, you should reduce your proud feeling, you should reduce and come to that friend who you were before. If you come and become that friend who you were before, they will interact with you. But if you go as a topper in front of them, they will say, "Yaar topper aa raha hai." So the point is, people can't interact with you is because you have raised up your standards. If you come down to your standard, every friend will automatically react in whichever fashion you have. So the first thing is, reduce that I'm not a topper, I am what I am, also because of my friends. I am what I am is because of my teachers and my gurus who have guided me. I am what I am is because of my mother. Your ego will stop. Gratitude will kill your ego. When your ego is dropped, even a baby will come and talk with you just like that. Made clear? Understood? Yes or no? No? Okay, go ahead.
Sir, I am speaking with them with gratitude, but they are not actually.
If they are not, they are jealous about you. It's their problem, not your problem. Yeah, don't be, see, what you don't understand is people who want to be negative, it is their call, and you will lose your friends when you grow. See, friendship is a scam relationship. If you ask me how, I will tell you. But in general, friendship is the most scammiest relationship in the market now. No one is true friend. But you are just being their friends. So if they are not, see, as I say, when you make a mistake, you tell sorry once, sorry twice, show that you have changed, show the improvement. If people are not accepting, it's their problem and not your problem. It's just that, find this many people who have passed on, be friends with them and move up together. It is their jealousy factor. It's nothing to do with you. It's with them. Clear? Now 100%? Okay, good. More questions? Yes, sir.
Good morning. Correlation between them, because most of the time we hear something or we get motivated by someone, we pursue it for a shorter period of time, or that day or next day or something. But choosing discipline will, will get us a constant period of time. We are doing something and we are focusing on that, and we don't have any other option. So I just want to know the correlation between is motivation and discipline, is how it is related, or which is, take precedent in both.
Okay, very powerful question. Motivation is a vitamin tablet to an unhealthy mind. Mind is unhealthy, you're just putting a vitamin tablet, yaar, kuch acha lag raha hai. That is it. So it's like the body, it is unhealthy, you give vitamin tablet, after some time the body is going to react so badly, that will be too late. The first thing you're going to ask about motivation is, why do people need motivation? That's the first question. People need motivation is because, in general, what I have understood, God or universe will give human being maximum 5 problems in life. Maximum. But we ignore these 5 problems and get busy with life. Can be work, movies, entertainment, fun, friends, all that stuff. And when these things are hitting you harder than you expect, you look for motivation to temporarily suppress that hit which is coming. But after some time the hit comes back again. And when the hit back comes back again, you need another motivation. Go fix this problem. No one takes the effort to fix this problem. My job, why do I think I do it as a giving back? Because this fixing problem, you just need people's time to make them understand, and it's always a relationship issue. Any human being, what I say, 95 or 96% of your problems are sitting with your family itself. I can guarantee and sign and tell you that. But we don't fix that family. We run away in search of friend, lovers, colleagues, work, workaholic, all that. So you're thinking that it's fixed on its own. When it doesn't fix on its own, you need this temporary motivation just to heal you for a time being. Go fix this. I'll tell you a joke of life. If you hate your father, this is just a joke, find it out, most of you will tell me true. If you dislike your father for some reason, you will see that father repeating as a friend, you will see that father repeating as a colleague, you will see that father repeating as your boss. If you don't learn from that, I can guarantee and tell you your wife is going to be like your father only. Check it out. So whichever person who you hate will keep repeating until you change, I can sign and guarantee, because God can't directly come and change. God can only send people to change. The problem is, it's not your problem with your father, it is your problem with that individual. Fix that, the person will also change. Right? Many married girls ask me this question, sir, I hate my mother-in-law, what am I supposed to do? She doesn't understand my feelings, she has different issues and blah, 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 blah. Simple. You be the best daughter-in-law you can. See her as your own mother. Second thing, when you start doing that, three things will happen. Either you'll be moved out of there, your husband might get a job, you'll be moved out, because when she's negative, you're positive, you have to be moved out. Second, she will change. Why? Her daughter-in-law is so messed up, her daughter is so messed up, that your daughter-in-law is giving some love, oh yeah, I will consider her as my daughter. Third thing, she will die, wait for it. But you don't be negative about it. Right? Because if you are negative about your mother-in-law, I'm telling you, she's going to have a longer life. That's the law of life. Right? Because if you don't do that, it's going to repeat again and again and again. And many grandfathers and grandmothers understand this when their nephew or when their grandchildren calls them a bad word, and that time they'll forgive, and that's when they get out of their life. But then it's too late. So that is about motivation. Second, about discipline. There's two sides of the discipline, which I might be offbeat from the traditional discipline concept, because what I believe is being too disciplined builds up a frustration in life. Because other people are nowhere disciplined. Right? Many disciplined people, even though they're well disciplined, they get frustrated after some time because the system never you are being every time on time. Okay, being on time is good. I'll tell you a secret about being on time. One is you're in control. Second is everyone who comes will tell you sorry. Again, you get power. And whoever has made you wait, all their karma comes to you also. So that is being on time. Has a positive impact in that way. But what happens is sometimes you might be misused in the process. So what I say is, be disciplined where the need it requires, and be flexible when things begin to change. Because sometimes you're disciplined to get up at a certain time, but you have a newborn baby, cries every day, can you wake up? But if you wake up, you're just going to mess up your mind, you're messing up your day, you're messing up your mood. So sometimes be a little bit flexible, because you're not a robot to do ABC, ABC, ABC. You're a human being. See, that's what many disciplined people have moved into a robot zone. Yeah, after some time people won't need you, because if you're too much of a robot, human beings don't need you. Most disciplined people are left alone at the end. Have a look at life. Whoever is very, very disciplined, because you're not there when your wife needs you. You're not there when your child needs you. That's the problem with disciplined people. So sometimes be a little bit flexible also, because you're not a machine, you're a human being. Made sense, sir? Okay. More questions? Yes.
A lot of uncontrollables control our life. So, like suppose the date of the exam, the date of results publication and whatnot. And I, sir, believe that while we get into the service, a lot of situations will arise where things won't be under our control. So, sir, how we will respond to such things, sir?
Very good question. what you can change and accept the things what you cannot change. Right? So basically, two things. One is, when you get into a new system, there can be good things happening, there can be wrong things happening. There could be things which is against your ethics, there could be things which is going with your ethics. There could be things which you value, and there will be things going against your value. As long as you are not powerful enough, don't go and challenge the system, because the system is going to throw you down. So the first step, you got the point? First point? So the system is powerful with the values. It can be right or wrong. Let's leave it to them. But if your values are going against that, don't go and hit the system directly, because the system is going to throw you down. Second thing, when you go to a new place, find out who are in sync with your values. Build up the relationships. Build up the strength. Provided it's positive. There are some people who can work the same concept in negative way also. Build up the system which is going to support you in that way, in your values. See if I am the odd one guy out, or if I have more people, but the system is so strong that they are scared to say, can I come and join together and slowly create our group strength? And once you know, you can supersede it. Work, improve, find out how you can be better than the system, and go and talk on top of the system. The top of the system will put you on top. Right? But most of the youth, what they do is directly when they see something wrong, and you are going into very professional and representing India in some form, there could be wrongs happening, but don't go and hit it directly, because the people can feel threatened about their own job. So take it slow, one step. Now you could be forced to do something wrong, right? You can stick by your values, but sometimes in some levels, as we say, to do some things right, you might have to support the wrong for some time, so that, for example, once a child asked me this question, sir, I know my group is going wrong, I know my group is going wrong, how can I bring to the straight line? I tell them, go to the straight line, go to the straight line, go to the straight line, but no one goes. What am I supposed to do? What I told him is very simple. Walk with them first for some time, understand where the problems are. Bring one person here and show him the goodness of this side. Take him back again. Walk with them for some more time. And then tell him to influence this, tell him about the story. Slowly move them there, and then you walk with them. Sometimes you have to stay with negative people, do a little bit of negative stuffs, only then you can flip the system. If you want to flip the system. If you think it's genuine, your values are strong enough, work it from that point of view. Slowly you will see the whole system and the India will improve from there. Clear? Okay. More questions? Yes, ma'am.
A full hall of ambitions. They are all ambitious people. How do you see ambition, as positive or negative? Because in my opinion, when you become too much of ambitious, when that's not fulfilled, you become automatically negative. So how positive becomes negative, and how to eradicate that from your character?
Good question. Ambition and me and me. And when you think about me and me, is when ambition becomes negative. When an ambition is more about, I want to change Odisha, it is me and the family around me and the city around me and the state around me and my country around me, that ambition is positive. You get the difference about ambition? So, same ambition is ambition only. When you think about me, there are chances you'll get corrupt in the process. There are chances that you'll misuse the systems. So the day you start thinking about us or a husband and wife, we, automatically your ambition will be positive only, because you're thinking about the world and not about you. Ma'am, did I answer the question in simple terms? Okay. More questions? I'll go fast because I'm running.
So how we can apply psychology in daily life to judge people within optimum time?
See, first of all, so I worked and studied. I did my BSc in Business Administration from a US university. I did my MBA from Birla Institute of Technology. I did my MSc in Business Psychology from Hereford, UK. That's my education. I've been working since I was 18. I'm still working, showing people how you can work and do good stuffs in the world. Yaar, pura zindagi chhod ke, you don't need to go and serve the world, right? If each one of you can do your part, the world will automatically become positive. First of all, if you're not getting into psychology, knowing about psychology is not worth it. Second point, if you want to know psychology, simple concept of psychology is see what is good, hear what is good, eat what is good, feel what is good. Automatically all the positive will come directly. So the first step is, जो भी मैं देख रहा हूँ, is it positive or negative? जो भी मैं सुन रहा हूँ, is positive or negative? Now, you will say as an officer, I will have to know about the sad stuff, so the struggles which the world is going on. I understand that. But take it as an information and not emotionally bonded with information. See, negativity only comes into you when you emotionally bond with the people. So as you are going to be all civil officers, you'll have a lot of problems in this world. Stop being emotional about it. Because when you get emotional about it, your energy will start transferring about it. Everyone have their karma, everyone have their lifestyle. Within my control, what changes can I make? Focus on that, and that's the other point. Second thing, he talked about judgment. Right? You judge a person based on two factors. One is what you heard about that person. Second is when they talk, what you feel about it. That's the two ways you judge people generally. First of all, stop listening about people from a third person. Because he could be his enemy and he'll tell all bad about him, but he can be your greatest strength and your friend. So when you go to in the civil job, see everyone as equal. Make sure you have your own personal experience with each person and then only judge them. There could be some people working against you, there will be some people working for you. Stop taking information about people from your secretary or from your junior or from a colleague. Because you become biased there. And a biased officer is the most dangerous officer for the civil society. Right? So what you got to do, go and observe, have your first-on experience with people and then judge about it. Now, another thing, people change with time. When bad hits them or when be ready to accept and change your judgment also. But always remember something, a robber is always a robber. When time comes, he will rob you and go. If there are some people who have understood he is a robber, accept the fact, don't try to change the robber to a good guy. Throw him out, that's the best thing you can do. Did I answer the question about judgment? And on that, right? More questions? About life, future, past? My job is done? If you're calling it a problem, I have a good quote, which I don't know, I made it or what, but I just have it within me. A problem is only a problem if you see problem as a problem. A problem is only a problem if you see problem as a problem. That same problem, if you see as something life trying to teach you, that same problem becomes a lesson, a teacher, hence problem is no more a problem. Okay? Made sense? I'll repeat faster. Problem is only a problem if you see problem as a problem. That same problem becomes a teacher and then the problem is no more a problem. So when you see a challenge hitting you, यार मुझे क्यों hit कर रहा है? पूछो ना. But what we do? यार इसने मुझे मारा. So when you start blaming people, a challenge becomes more challenging. When you start a challenge coming in, यार why God have given me this challenge? कुछ तो improve करना है और कुछ something. Work on the change, the challenge will go away. If you don't, the challenge gets harder and harder until you change. Did I answer the question? Clear? Okay. More questions? Anything else? Anyone want to talk personally? Because you can talk to me personally also, because there's some questions you might not talk in a public forum, right? Which is very personal to you. So if you want to talk personally, raise your hand. Okay, one person wants to talk personally, message me. Because whatever it is, there's a time for you to understand the message, and that's when you connect. Last, any more questions? Or I'll wind up. Yes, sir.
So the predicament that I am facing, of course, I apprehended that after my retirement, I'll be facing this thing. So I retired at a very senior level. Now the thing is that 3-4 months before my retirement, I was thinking that I will pursue something which is very close to my heart. Nothing to do with this humdrum government things. But after retirement, wherever you go, people bombard you with this question, what are you doing? After retirement, what are you doing? I told you are talking of retirement. Now you are again asking me, after retirement, what are you doing? I told, why should I do anything? So I give them a very cryptic reply that I am enjoying leisure and nature. But that is a joking part. The thing is that now it has come to such a pass. Wherever you go, we were thinking when we were young like these people and all that, to get into some kind of government service. That was our, ambition and all that. So when I joined, the retirement age was 58. Prior to that, it was 55. Now it is 60, 62, 65. So what I am thinking, that this very syndrome, this is known as retirement syndrome. People keep on asking you, what are you doing? If you tell them, I am writing, I am reading, I am doing public speaking, some people they think that probably you are doing all useless things. So what they expect, that you should do some kind of job which will give you a good salary, engagement from 10 to 6, some kind of authority, something of this sort. So what I am thinking, in this type of predicament or scenario or in the context, a person should do. I am talking from my angle, and I think it will be applicable to most of my friends also, those who have retired and all that. Should I pursue something which is very close to my heart, or being pressurized by my peers, by the people around you, surrounding people, you should take up something?
Okay, that's a beautiful, powerful question. So let me make it very simple. First thing first, you are not answerable to everyone in this world. Point number one. Because what we think, someone now here मुझे उत्तर देना है, यार नहीं जरूरत है कोई लोग को उत्तर देना. So accept the fact that I am only answerable to 5 people in this world. I'll tell you which are the 5 people. This happens to relationship, trusting, only trust 5 people. One is mother, father, whoever your mother, father's trust. They will never break your trust. If you go and do something wrong, the trust breaks, but generally mother, fathers, knowing it or unknowing, is doing good for you. God or universe, whatever you believe in, trust, you're answerable to him when you leave this world. So make sure you get the answers now. When you leave this world, he'll ask you this question, kya kiya? That to make sure you have the right answers. Because at that time, my husband was like that, so I was, okay, go back, he might say. Third thing is you're answerable to your husband and wife. Make sure they're positive and you have given all the answers for what you are. Brothers, sisters and children's terms and conditions apply. Shadi tak, till marriage only. After that, you're not answerable to them. So these are the 5 people who are answerable. Everyone outsider, stop saying, no, I'm not interested, or I don't want to answer. Nothing is going to change in your life. But what happens is when you go and answer to them, why are they coming to you? You have this, for example, sir's example, you have this positive vibe that I'm happily living, I'm chilling. That positivity they can't see within you. So what they do, hey, retire mein kya kar raha hai aap? You will start thinking, your positivity or your God grace or your prayers goes transferred them, wo mil gaya, and you will see he will go. So people are all extracting your positivity by emotionally hitting you against the standards which are going against the society to make you feel low. It's only when you feel low, it's only when you're irritated, it's only when you're angry, people can take your God grace. So what people are trying to do you is, sir to itna positive ja raha hai, itna God grace is there, kaise mein khichu ye, retire mein kya karne wala? Then you'll think kutter, zish. So many people are coming after this positive energy which you have. Learn to say no. Because what happens, when you have a lot of free time, people come for advice. That's why I told the girl before, advise people who want, not for entertainment. Some people just want, yaar bas mujhe sunna, acha. But what happens is, that's why many people, how many of you have this conflict? Good people always struggle in life. Can you raise your hand? All the good people are raising. Good. Okay. Good people, you know why good people struggle? Let me answer. Good people do good things to wrong people or at the wrong time. When you do that, you are also not a good people, you are a negative person. Basically, if you go and do good to Ravan, Ram is going to hit you only. If you do good to, like for example, mother is cooking a very good food for the first time, she's thinking her own ideas and doing. If you go in the middle, Mama, YouTube mein ye dekha, Mama just shut your mouth, never got in kitchen, your time, advise me. But after she makes this good food, you taste this, mama, badhiya taste kar raha hai. But in YouTube, I saw a video by which you can reduce the time. That same mama will listen. So for everyone, there is a time. So when you do good things at the right time, it's all good. Now the next part, sir, you're going to understand here is that is, people just like to poke people just because they can't be like you. So I'll make fun of him. So at least I made fun of him, but I can't be like him. So they are finding satisfaction making fun of him. Right? मैं तो नहीं बन सकता, तो उसको blame करो, उसको hurt करो, उसको नीचे दिखाओ. तो at least मैंने वो तो किया ना सही तरह से. So many people are coming after that aspect about, यार मैं तो नहीं बन सकता, नीचे दिखा के मैं तो खुश हूँ. So these are the 3 reasons why people come after that. Now, whatever you internally desire to do, that is your call. But my thing is, don't sit idle. Like after retirement, if someone, as I always joke and say, this is a joke, don't take it seriously whoever is retiring. If you retire and don't do anything about it, you're going to die early. Right? So there'll be something which is deeper to you, as Sir told, there's something which you genuinely want to do, or forgive the people in the past. My saying after retirement, whatever it is, forgive the people. Because what I tell to many when I give sessions, I've given sessions to 60-year-old to 70-year-old adults also. So what I tell people is, a guilty death is the most worst death any human being can. Kash mein kiya hoga, kash, ye sahi tarah se kar. It is all done. Forgive the people, forgive the society, forgive your children, forgive every enemies which you have. That is real retirement from my point of view, from positive perspective. Right? Or else, all those other retirement you're doing is physical retirement and not mental retirement. The day you start doing mental retirement is true retirement. Mental retirement is all forgiving. Every bad thing which has happened to my life is because I am who I am. Some problems have come to you, that's why you're closer to God. Some problems or issues have come to you, that's why you're closer to your family. Get back to the family, most of the answers are there. After retirement, you might be hating your son for doing something. Go and give a hug. I will tell you something, that will be the biggest healing a father can get. Maybe your son might have married some other girl who you didn't like. Forgive that. That is all the karma principle going on. I will go and hug him today, right now, and free my mind from that karma which I have. So that when you leave with no guilt. And one of my main duty is to remove people from this guilty death. Because if you get out of the guilty death is when you reach up the life or wherever God wants you to take you. So did I answer the question? Okay.
One more thing.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Is it till retirement, when you were in the thick of business and all that, these past things were not passing before your mind or your eyes. But after retirement, maybe this is typical of me because I am not aware of others. But I presume that they may be having the same thing also. That is your school life, your college life, your hostel life, your past life come flashing before your eyes. Like, let's say, to take my example, I'm not sitting idle. I'm doing something, reading this. But when I go to bed, let's say before sleep, or whenever I'm going through newspaper, reading something, my student life keep on flashing before me. I'm reminded of my school days, college days, the good life I was having, free of tension, free from stress and all that. Then all good things, your romantic life also, student romantic life also keep on flashing. Till 5 months back, it was not coming when I was discharging my official work. Suddenly after retirement, it came to me. What is the reason? Has it something to do with the psychology or?
Correct. No, I'll tell you something, right? So what has happened is, I've already answered this question. There are some people who you didn't forgive. There are some people, because of the relationship, you didn't forgive yourself. There are some people you're still looking answers for. Forgive them. Right? Whatever in your good lives. Thank you, God, for giving me that great life. Now the next step could be any relationship issue. Thank you, God, for bringing that which made me this officer which you wanted me to be. So bring the forgiveness and bring the thank you-ness slowly. So whenever the mind comes, okay, my college life is great. Who are the people I want to thank? I thank this person, I thank this person, I thank this person. I also thank God for bringing this person into my life. Now, in college life, you have bad lives also, bad experiences. In this bad experiences, what that person taught me is a learning experience I can... Because you didn't forgive yet. So what I told you, after you retire, you have to forgive people. No, that you have suppressed by working culture, that you have suppressed by your, that's what I'm saying. 5 main problems God has given. If you don't fix that problem, get busy with work, once the work is gone, all this will come. Youth are watching movies, cricket. So what is cricket? You just want to pause that 3 hours of your life problems in life. That's all you're doing. After there's, for example, no, okay, fine. So, no, sir, we can talk. See, I talk to all ages at the end, but sir has talked a very deep question, right? And that's what I told. Real retirement is when you forgive the people, and that mind should be free, only then you retire, or else it will bother you until you forgive. And sir, the beauty of life is whichever past people who you hate, you will be there in your form as your son or your wife or your child also. You forgive them first. I can guarantee your son will change. But if you don't, your grandchild will be the exact copy of that person who you hate. And they'll keep remind you, maaf karo na, because God is maaf karo. So I can take you to the next mission which I've planned you for. But what we need, mujhe maaf nahi karna. Okay, then in the Hinduistic principle, you will swap roles in the next life to get that. And so now you can justify your past life and all that. Anyone who talks about past life and future life is scamming you. No one has ever seen anyone's past life. I still know when I did a session for children's. So what happens after death? It's a curious question. Retirement people will have this. Yeah, marne ke baad pata chalta hai na. Abhi kyun hai? When you are living, live happily. Don't think about death and what is going to happen. I will tell you something. You died today, nothing is going to happen to the world. People are going to cry for some time. Closest wife will cry for longer time. Children will forget then and there. Properties then and forget you. So the world is going that way. So don't think you're too special. Don't think you're so great. God has given me certain roles, or universe has given me, let me do justice to that role. So when I leave this world, I have forgiven everyone. I have learned my lesson. And when you go back, God, after you leave this world, God will come. Okay, kya seekha? I've learned this, I've learned this. Don't go there and say, mere maa ne kaise kiya, mera wife ne aise kiya. He will say no, he will swap the role and give you another life based on the Hinduistic principle, right? Other principles are working other ways. So from that. So did I answer now? Okay. Now I'll conclude by saying one simple 2 things which I say. Every tear which falls out of your eyes is something life trying to teach you. Every tear, jo bhi sadness or whatever, negative, is something life trying to teach you. If you learn that lesson, the tear will stop. If you don't learn that lesson, the tear is going to keep repeating in different people, in different situations. God requesting you. God is not ordering you, requesting you. Please change so I can bless you. Because if you change is only when God blesses. If you don't change, He will make you do pujas and never bless you. Right? See, God is a very sense of humor people. If you start decoding God, now it's a lot of fun. Right? So what you do prayers and all that. God will give you temporary blessing, not permanent blessing. See, pujas and prayers are all temporary blessings and not permanent blessing. Permanent blessing will only come when you change. So work on you changing. Pujas and prayers are done for you to give the temporary grace to see what happens when you change. If you don't change, you will keep repeating doing that. The next thing is, this is just a joke I tell to most of the youth and even elder people and everyone. Every straight girl wants a curly hair and every curly hair wants a straight hair. I don't know why. Right? Every fair person wants to be, every dark person wants to be fair and every fair person wants to be tanned. Right? Every fat person wants to be thin and every thin person wants to be fat. No one wants to be fit. So the world is constantly telling you, be someone else, be someone else, be someone else. Why? The world wants to see you as a joker, trying to be someone else. What do jokers do? They're not human. They come with a clown and they walk around, jump around, they laugh. Or what they want to do is to sell something to you. The more I say hate yourself, more I can sell you fake things to love yourself. Right? As I always joke when girls are there, I don't know why girls wear makeup. Accept how you are. You are beautiful, and let that vibration come within you. And when the vibration comes within you, Dr. Abdul Kalam looks okay, have a hairstyle, always wear it, but still when you stand up, you respect and you bow down in front of him. That is the heart which vibrates. When your heart vibrates positivity, you're fat, you're thin, you have a scar, you have that, whatever it is. The world has gone to such a level, a scar on a face wants a clear face. And if you have a clear face, what does it say? Put a tattoo or pierce extra 2-3 on the face. So the world is constantly telling you, be someone else, be someone else, be someone else. And the day you start being someone else, you have lost yourself. And when you lost yourself, you question God. And God will say, be worthy of my creation. Then I will bless you. And then I'll be proper. Only if the tool knows why if the hammer and spanner compare themselves, both are going to lose. So find out if you're a spanner or if you're a hammer. And work towards being the best hammer you can. God will use that hammer for doing something or chiseling off that idol which the God is actually creating. Clear? That's it. Pleasure. Thank you. And thank you for all your questions.